Introduction to the speaking section of IELTS. Introduction to the speaking section of IELTS. Overview. There are three parts to the IELTS speaking section, which increases in different difficulty and runs for a total of 11 to 14 minutes. There are three parts in speaking section. Each parts remain 4 to 5 minutes. Part 1 remains 4 to 5 minutes, part 2 3 to 4 minutes, and part 3 4 to 5 minutes. Part 1 4 to 5 minutes exam, and particulars are: examiner will ask you about your general information and some personal preferences. Part 2 3 to 4 minutes exam, the examiner will introduce part 2 and hand uh, candidates a topic card or cue card, paper and pen. Candidates are given 1 minute to make notes on the given topic. Candidates are required to give a speech for 1 to 2 minutes. And now the last and third part, it will be held 4 to 5 minutes. Candidates will be asked a few more questions which are related to the part 2 topic. This is often the section which makes or breaks the candidates. This is often the section which makes or breaks the candidates. So be careful about part 3 speaking section of IELTS. Okay, now come to the frequently asked questions. Okay, here are some sample questions. Question number 1: how is my performance assessed? I'm sorry, this is not the sample questions. This is the question about the IELTS exam. About speaking. Number 1: how is my performance assessed? Examiners will evaluate your performance according to 4 criteria, namely fluency and coherence, lexical resource, number 3 grammatical range, and number 4 grammatical range and accuracy, and number 4 pronunciation. And now question number 2: what is the most important creation in speaking? Is it grammar? Okay. um, Important question. No, the 4 criteria are weighted equally at 25% each. The examiner will give a result for each criterion, and then work out the average of the 4 scores, which equals to an overall speaking scores. If you get 6 for FC, 5 for LR, and 5 for GRA, and 6 for P, then you will receive 5.5 overall for speaking. Question number 3: will I lose points if the examiner disagrees with my opinion? No. You are judged on English, not your opinions. There are no right or wrong opinion. Now turn to question number 4. I cannot give opinions. Can I still get a good score? Yes. As long as you keep talking and use a wide range of English, you can get a high score, as this is not an IQ test. Boring or obvious opinions are fine if you can produce a wide and accurate range of language when expressing them. And question number 5. Can I ask my examiner what score he or she will give me? No. You will receive your IELTS results within 2 weeks, but not on the day. Question number 6. What happens if I disagree with the result
I was given. You may ask the IELTS test center to arrange another IELTS examiner to uh, re-evaluate your speaking. This is possible as all interviews are recorded. You may incur an extra expenses depending on whether your score changes or not. And question number 7: is there anything I can do if I do not understand a question? Yes. If you do not understand, you may ask the examiner to repeat the question at any time during the interview. However, if after repeating you still do not understand, only in part 3 may you ask the examiner to explain or perhaps a question. In part 1, the examiner will simply move on the next question. So, now question number 8. What happens if I misunderstand a question? You may lose some points under fluency and coherence, as the examiner may have difficulty following your answers. In part 3, the examiner may rephrase or explain the question again to give you a second opportunity. This will not happen in part 1, though the examiner will move on the next question. Question number 9. What should I do if I cannot think of the right vocabulary? Keep talking by paraphrasing, explaining the meaning of the word. It's better to say something than nothing. If you simply pause and hope that somehow the word miraculously pops into your head, the examiner will be unable to access you. And in other words, long silence are penalized in each criteria, as you are producing no vocabulary, grammar, or pronunciation features and showing no fluency. Question number 10. Can I make up an answer or lie in the test? Preferably not, although there is no way of knowing if you are telling the truth or not. It's okay to be honest, and more importantly, you will sound much more natural and fluent if you are. Just remember to use good English. If the examiner asks you if you like your hometown, you do not need to pretend that you do. If you do not, it's quite fine to say you hate is, as long as you do so using appropriate English. Similarly, if the examiner asks you if you have ever had a pet but you never have, then say so and give a reason why you haven't. Question number 11. Can I ask the examiner questions? Yes and no. You may ask the examiner to repeat or rephrase a question, but do not ask him or her about their opinions. The test examines your English, not the examiners. You only have 11 to 14 minutes to show the examiner the full range of English you have learned over the past 5 years or so. Do not waste your precious time listening to the examiner. Question number 12. It's okay to give short answers to avoid making too many mistakes. No. Try to give full, extended, complete answers and sentences. You need to demonstrate as much English as possible in the time given. Question number 13. How much should I say? In part 1, you have 4 to 5 minutes to answer at least 3 and up to 10 questions. which works out to between 20 to 90 seconds per questions, but do not rely on slow speech to fill up this time. In part 2, you must speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and it is advisable that you speak closer to 2 minutes than 1. The examiner is required to stop you if you speak for longer than 2 minutes, for which you will not be penalized. In part 3, you have 4 to 5 minutes to answer between 2 to 6 questions, which works out to between 40 to 150 seconds per answer. Try to find a happy medium between these time frames so that you can answer a range of questions, as this will produce a wide range of language.
Question number 14. Do I need to speak really quickly? Do I really need to speak really quickly? No. Just speak at a steady, constant speed which can balance your fluency and accuracy. Question number 15. Is the interview the same for both the general training module and academic module? Yes. There is no difference between the two modules in the speaking sections. It is exactly the same. Question number 16. What should I wear? It's neither a fashion show or not a board meeting with the directors. Just wear something you feel comfortable in, smart, casual as you may need. You only want to be concerned with your English, not your clothes.